some new lows over the weekend, with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Sylvester Stallone is finally having the last laugh. Everything he once hinted at regarding Jimmy Kimmel's on-air demeanor has now surfaced, and it's hitting the late-night host hard. Stallone had previously warned that Kimmel's habit of treating celebrities and politicians with open disdain might backfire in an industry built on image and connection. That warning now seems prophetic. The controversy erupted during a monologue in which Kimmel addressed the recent death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. What he likely intended as pointed political commentary came across to many as poorly timed and deeply insensitive, especially with Kirk's family, friends, and supporters still grieving. Backlash was swift and widespread. Viewers from across the political spectrum condemned the remarks as lacking empathy and respect. In response, ABC took immediate action, announcing that Jimmy Kimmel Live would be preempted indefinitely, offering no indication of when, or if, the show would return. The abrupt halt to a program that has been a cornerstone of late-night TV for over 2 decades sent shockwaves through the industry. Perhaps the strongest rebuke came from within ABC's own ranks. Next Star Media Group, which operates a significant number of the network's local affiliates, issued a scathing statement. Mr. Kimmel's comments regarding the passing of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical moment in our national discourse. They do not reflect the values or viewpoints of the local communities we serve. Continuing to provide Mr. Kimmel with a broadcast platform is not in the public interest at this time. The group announced they would also preempt the show, calling for a pause to allow for a return to respectful, constructive dialogue. But to fully understand why Stallone might be reacting with satisfaction to Kimmel's downfall, it's worth revisiting the origin of their rift. It reportedly began with a cancelled appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Stallone had been scheduled to promote the family Stallone and Tulsa King, a rare late-night engagement for the action star. Fans were eager to hear him reflect on his iconic career and personal life. However, sources allege that Kimmel personally lobbied ABC to cancel the booking due to political differences. Rather than handling the matter professionally, Kimmel allegedly let his bias dictate the outcome, then took it a step further by mocking Stallone on air. During a live segment, Jimmy Kimmel took aim at Sylvester Stallone's political views with a series of pointed jokes, ones that felt less like satire and more like personal attacks. The condescending tone didn't sit well with audiences. Viewers quickly voiced their disapproval, and social media erupted. Within hours, Kimmel's name was trending for all the wrong reasons. One user tweeted, "Disrespecting Stallone? That's a mistake you can't recover from." Another added, "Stallone built his legacy on hard work and respect. Kimmel's tearing his down with pettiness." Hashtags like #CancelKimmel and #RespectStallone surged across platforms, amplifying the backlash. Even casual viewers joined in, criticizing the segment for being mean-spirited rather than funny. Viral clips of the bit were met with harsh criticism. "This isn't comedy, it's bitterness disguised as a joke," one comment read. For many, the moment symbolized everything wrong with modern late-night TV, heavy on politics, light on genuine entertainment. The outrage extended beyond fans. Media critics chimed in, with one columnist calling the controversy a textbook case of late-night TV alienating its core audience. Another article described the debacle as a glaring example of legacy media losing touch. Kimmel's jab didn't just fall flat, it backfired in spectacular fashion. ABC executives soon felt the pressure. Jimmy Kimmel Live saw a steep ratings drop, not a minor dip, but a dramatic plunge that sent the network into full-blown damage control. In a media landscape already challenged by podcasts, YouTube personalities, and on-demand alternatives, the sudden slide was a serious threat. In a desperate bid to contain the fallout, ABC reportedly reached out to Stallone, not just to apologize, but to make a plea. According to insiders, the network offered him rare, unrestricted airtime on Jimmy Kimmel Live, allowing him to say whatever he wanted, an almost unheard-of offer for a tightly controlled show. They even floated future collaborations to sweeten the deal. But Stallone wasn't interested. To him, the gesture reeked of PR spin, not genuine respect. His team made it clear, this wasn't about reconciliation, it was about salvaging Kimmel's image and halting the ratings collapse. Stallone refused. Fans rallied behind him. "Good for Stallone," one post read. "They only want him back because the money's drying up." Others echoed the sentiment, calling the outreach too little, too late. Meanwhile, chaos unfolded behind the scenes at ABC. Producers scrambled to book replacement guests, but even top-tier names reportedly declined. Actors with differing political views avoided the show altogether, an unmistakable sign of the network's growing desperation. Stallone, of course, is more than just an actor, he's a cultural icon. From Rocky to Rambo, he's inspired generations with stories of grit, perseverance, and unbreakable resolve. For many, Stallone embodies the American dream, a man who rose from nothing to become one of Hollywood's most respected legends. His characters aren't just action heroes, they're symbols of determination and resilience. Stallone's characters have always mirrored the everyday struggles of ordinary people, that's what makes his work resonate so deeply. His movies taught millions never to give up. That's why Kimmel's mockery stung so profoundly. One fan tweeted, "What has Kimmel ever done besides talk trash about people?" Another added, "Rocky got knocked down but always got back up. Kimmel's career is on the mat, and no one's counting for him to rise." Social media exploded. Hashtags like #RespectStallone and #FireKimmel surged. Memes spread rapidly, pairing Stallone's legendary training montages with unflattering shots of Kimmel. One particularly sharp post read, "Stallone inspires millions. Kimmel inspires channel changing." For many, the outrage wasn't about one joke, it was about respect. Stallone has always treated his fans with dignity, both on-screen and off. Kimmel's jabs felt petty, personal, and out of touch. Even casual viewers joined the chorus of criticism. "You don't mock a guy like Stallone," one commenter wrote. "He's Hollywood royalty. Kimmel's not even in the same league." The truth is, Jimmy Kimmel has been losing viewers for years. His once popular late-night show, once a reliable mix of pop culture and humor, has felt increasingly tired. Why? Many viewers say they're simply fed up with the endless political rants. Instead of providing the kind of lighthearted escapism late-night TV was built on, Kimmel often leans into divisive commentary, alienating the very audience that once tuned in to laugh. That's why today's announcement of his departure didn't feel shocking, it felt inevitable. Compare him to Jimmy Fallon, who keeps things playful with music, games, and celebrity antics. While Fallon has embraced entertainment, Kimmel has often used his platform like a debate stage, except no one signed up for a lecture. Remember the endless monologues during the 2020 election? While Fallon was doing duets with pop stars, Kimmel was delivering moral sermons that felt more like substitute teacher scoldings than comedy. Viewers weren't entertained. They were changing the channel. The ratings told the story. By 2023, Jimmy Kimmel Live had slipped so far that even Greg Gutfeld's late-night show on Fox, once dismissed as niche, was regularly beating it in viewership. That's like Rocky losing to a YouTuber in the final round. And ironically, Gutfeld first gained attention cracking jokes about cats on Reddit. But Kimmel's downfall is also symptomatic of a broader trend. Traditional late-night TV, the nightly ritual that once drew millions, is quickly aging out of relevance. Younger audiences have flocked to podcasts, YouTube, and TikTok. These platforms feel fresher, more personal, and completely on demand. And if you're watching this story unfold online, that says everything. Shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live are chasing a dwindling audience still clinging to the cable era, while the rest of the world has already moved on. The Stallone clash proved to be one of the final nails in the coffin for Jimmy Kimmel Live. Disney, the parent company of ABC, was already re-evaluating Kimmel's future after mounting controversies, and according to insiders, a replacement is already waiting in the wings. Someone less polarizing, and far less likely to treat tragic events with such flippant disrespect. Meanwhile, Greg Gutfeld, once dismissed as a fringe personality known for quirky cat jokes, now consistently tops the ratings among late-night shows. Yes, Gutfeld is outperforming a Disney-backed program. Why? Because he entertains without preaching. It's that simple. Stallone's recent choice to appear on alternative platforms like Gutfeld's wasn't just a publicity move, it sent a message: you can keep your scripted talking points. I'm going where people actually want to listen. And he's not alone. Shazam star Zachary Levi recently criticized Hollywood's obsession with politics, calling it a creativity killer. Veteran actor James Woods has long distanced himself from legacy media. These aren't isolated cases, they represent a growing movement of creators and celebrities who realize that Hollywood's stamp of approval is no longer essential for relevance. The numbers say it all. Independent voices like Joe Rogan, Gutfeld, and countless creators on YouTube, TikTok, and podcasts are dominating attention and conversation. Meanwhile, Kimmel's show, once a cultural mainstay, is finally over. So here we are, Kimmel in free fall, and Stallone expanding his influence in ways Kimmel never could. But this isn't just about one late-night host. It's about a seismic shift in how people consume entertainment. Traditional late-night TV is fading fast, and many of its biggest stars haven't caught on. Stallone's refusal to play by the old Hollywood rules doesn't just mark the end of an era, it signals the beginning of something new. The future belongs to authenticity, not bias. And audiences are making it clear, they're ready to move on.